Hello everyone, Jim Williams, HurricaneCity.com. Just wanted to give you an update on my health since the tropics are rather quiet at this time. It should remain that way probably till the second week of August or so. I've done a few videos on my health since mid-2022 when I was on the way to intercept Hurricane Ian and somebody ran a red light and T-boned my vehicle. And I was okay at the time, but a few minutes later, things started getting out of control medically. It was one thing after the next, and some of it related, some of it not. But nevertheless, I decided to create some videos, mainly to put a timestamp on events and I could reflect on, but also to help anybody that may be going through some of these similar situations to what I've been going through. And I searched high and low on YouTube and really couldn't find too many videos on people, around my age that had a similar circumstance happen to them. So sure enough, a few days ago, I get an email from someone that's going through almost the same exact thing. They had the colostomy and they were scheduled to have the Hartmann's reversal surgery done where they take it down, and then ended up with a brain tumor in the meantime. So they asked me how I was handling things and how things are going, and they said that I should probably do a follow-up video just so that people understand that this will end at some point. So in order to put context on all this, I have to kind of rehash everything that's happened, and it takes up time on all these videos. But in a nutshell, in December of 2022, I had real bad stomach pains and ended up going to the emergency room only to find out that I had a colon that was torn open and I was septic, meaning I had chemicals, that was toxic in my stomach, and I only had hours to go before I would have been dead. So the surgeon took a bunch of tests. They rushed me into the emergency room. I had no idea what was going to happen, but I woke up and realized that I had a colostomy bag and all this apparatus on me, and it was going to begin the beginning of a long recovery. So in the meantime, I knew I was going to have the bag for like 6 months. So in the meantime, I ended up with melanoma on my shoulder, which may or may not have gotten into my bloodstream. We still don't really know that yet, but I did have surgery to not only remove the melanoma, but the lymph nodes nearby. They needed to know that it didn't get into the lymph nodes, which it would be stage 3 or stage 4 at that point. And luckily, they did not find it in the lymph nodes. So meanwhile, I had the lymph nodes removed and the surgically removal of the melanoma. So right after that was the takedown of the colostomy, which is called Hartmann's reversal. So that happened in July of 2023, and there was going to be a long recovery after that. But during the recovery, I realized I had hernias as a result of the operation. This was all done robotically, by the way, by my surgeon. He did an excellent job, but when there's that much activity going on surgically, your lining of your inner muscles and everything gets easily exposed, and you have these weaknesses where your innards try to pop out, and that's what's called a hernia. So I had to have that operation. That was in December of 2023. And so now it's been 6 months and I'm pretty much pain-free. Now, just last month, I still had a little bit of pain down there and I was still going for tests to find out what's happening, but now I'm feeling better than ever before. In the meantime, I've had other skin cancers and whatnot, but unrelated to the hernia, to the colostomy and the Hartmann's, that's an ongoing story, and that may be something I'm going to have to deal with in the near future here, dealing with the melanoma. But as far as the takedown is concerned, that operation was tough. I had to stay in the hospital for a few days after that operation, and it was a long recovery process. For several weeks, I couldn't lift anything, couldn't do anything. But I'm tough, and I'm a contractor by trade. So I remember years ago when I broke my ankle. I was walking up my trailer and it was wet and I slipped and fell and broke my ankle. And they had to, set the ankle and put a cast on it, and I was in crutches. I was still hobbling around on job sites with crutches, going about my business, doing what I do. And I did the same thing through all these surgeries, but it wasn't easy. And, when I get an email from somebody that's been through this kind of thing, and I can relate, and I'm sure they can relate, and this is why I'm doing a follow-up video, to let people know that things are on the upswing. Things are gradually getting better and better by the day. The surgery will be painful for a few months, and you'll eventually get through it. But it's a process. So if I can offer any advice on what I've been through is, first of all, if you're ever scheduled to have surgery or some kind of major event like this in your life, educate yourself, Google stuff. There's a lot of medical videos online showing what you can expect, what the recovery rate is, blah, blah, blah. And my doing these videos is turning out there are people out there that are watching these videos, and they can relate, and they might look for certain things that they hadn't thought of before going into surgery, or maybe in the aftermath of surgery that can be helpful. And most importantly, pay attention to your doctors and the nurses, the people that are taking care of you. They're the ones that are educated in this, and they know what to expect and what the procedure is. My surgeon did an excellent job in the sense that he did the surgeries well, but he also didn't scare me. He just said, this is what it is, this is what we're going to do. And there was no drama. I got through it mainly because I trusted the people that were going to be handling my care. I can't tell you how many people while I was in the hospital were fearful of doctors and nurses and made things extremely difficult, and it really doesn't need to be that way. If that's my advice, is just try to listen to the people, pay attention to the test results and what's happening in your body, and eventually you'll get through it. There can be some hard times, but there is light at the end of the tunnel, at least from my perspective and what I've dealt with. This is an ongoing story, but as far as the surgery is concerned, it's not all that bad and painful, but be confident and in your people that are taking care of you, and things will be okay. So to wrap things up, at this time I'm doing fine. I'm not in any pain. I love hearing back from people. That email triggered this video, and I just want to let everybody know things are looking good at this time. I'm still a little concerned about the future for melanoma. We'll have to see how that pans out over the next few years. I want to thank my wife for all the support during all this turmoil medically, and I want to thank Boca Regional Hospital, people that are fantastic. My doctor, Dr. Belazon, was great. If you would like to watch any of these past videos on my medical stuff, and of course my hurricane stuff is on my YouTube channel. The handle is Jim Hurricane City, and my email is jim@hurricanecity.com. Always love to hear back from people. Anyway, we're about to get into the height of the hurricane season here, so I'll have some updates throughout the hurricane season. I'm Jim Williams. Thank you for